Back at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, under caution for the second time today. Due to an incident up in turn 4. Car losing a wheel. That is Destry Gardner being carried back to the garage area. X Games coming your way just 3 days away. Monday, June 24th. 400 world-class athletes compete for more than $300,000 in prize money. The best in extreme competition. Compete in 9 categories, including water sports, bungee jumping, inline skating, downhill inline skateboarding, bicycle stunt riding, many of your favorites, sky surfing, street luge racing, sport climbing, and extreme adventure race. It's coming your way. Expect it Monday night. It's the X Games on ESPN and ESPN2. And here's a replay of what brought this caution out. That car just a moment ago between turns 3 and 4.
We can see from our speed shot at the very top of the screen, there Destry Gardner goes around, and there's the tire that's just flying around. I thought it was the left rear, but they picked the car up from the front. I don't know if they drug it back to the pits or in fact was the left front tire that came off the car. There we see Mr. Gardner checking over his car. Well, it still looks like the left rear because the rear of the car is on the ground. Mike Swain Sr. has been in the pits in the Husqvarna car.
Let's check in with Marty Green. Marty, what were they doing for Mike?
Well, they were checking because he's reporting a severe vibration, but remember the rules. You can't change a tire unless it is flat or you get the 2-lap penalty. So they looked at everything. He's been in twice. It may be he's coming in again.
That's David Watson on the left there with the headset. He is the owner of that car, and that's the man that Mike Sr. drove for back in 1985 when Mike won the national championship, a 2-time Dash Series champion. And what Marty's referring to is to limit cost here. The NASCAR officials do not allow you to change tires under caution without a 2-lap penalty unless the tire is completely flat. That's to keep the cost down. It's about $570 a set for these 13-inch Goodyear bias-ply tires, and these are 4-cylinder cars trying to keep costs to a minimum, and I applaud them for that, Benny. But this situation, a very tough one for Mike Swain Sr., trying to figure out what he should do.
Well, he's now at the very end of the field. There we see Mickey riding along with Mickey York, the Cobra Electronics Sprint Communications onboard camera. There we see he's back in 13th spot. There is the top 15. Hopgood still the leader, and Ned Combs has worked his way up to 15th. Points leader Robert Huffman is in 10th spot. And we see Mike Swain Sr. there. It takes this scoring system a lap or two to clear itself, so he is back at the end of the field now. There's George Crenshaw riding on top of his car, the Cintas uniform people. He's back in the 24th spot, right behind David Amy.
Getting set for the green here as Jimmy Howell waves the green Yankee, and Will Hopgood shoots out of turn 4. The Wins Pontiac right behind the brand new race car, and a challenge for 3rd spot in turn 1. Danny Bagwell had a move, but B.J. Mackey takes it back.
Mackey just had a terrible start, could not get the car moving. Bagwell pulled up on the outside, but B.J. was able to fight him back.
Average speed for these guys about 110 miles an hour. They get to 118 to 120 top speed on the straightaway. So you hear them come roaring out of turn 4. These are 4-cylinder subcompact machines. And here's a battle for 7th and 8th spots.
Jimmy Foster in the 7 on the inside of Junior Miller. The 69 car takes the spot away. Huffman tried to get in there on the inside of Miller. Could not do it.
That's Daryl Murray, the 52 car. He was 1995 Rookie of the Year in the NASCAR Goody Dash Series.
And there we see a car. Shane Jenkins slow over in the second corner.
Now he gets the car refired. No caution flag. We had 2 cautions thus far. Dave Stacey, your uptaking engine, bringing out the first caution. The second one just about 3 laps to go. When Destry Gardner lost the tire and wheel, something breaking on his Pontiac in turn 4. There's the Sunset Carson Housing.
Oh, I see what happened. Shane Jenkins, he goes around. Man, oh man, the car just missed him on the inside. But he brings the car back down on the apron, and no caution.
That was Luis Caland out of Brazil, who just missed him, the only international driver in the field out of Brasilia, Brazil.
And the caution flag is out. There's a piece of debris on the racetrack. Oh, there's a tire rolling around. I think that's Shane Jenkins. I saw him go in the pits with some...
Take a look at the right rear. There it does. This shears right off. Nice camera work, guys. Shane did a great job controlling that race car. Benny, the tire just shears out from underneath the car.
Looks like he might have broke a wheel as well. This racetrack, Bristol, is as fast as they're running around this racetrack. It's very hard on wheels. It looks like maybe that Gardner has broken a wheel on the left rear, and now Shane Jenkins a wheel on the right rear.
So we'll take a break here as we're under caution at Bristol, Tennessee. Well, Will Hopgood's our leader, but this track awfully tough on the competitors and their cars. Back with more from Bristol after this. Perfect timing. Restart, lap 38. They wave the green flag, and once again, Will Hopgood, who set the track record, has led all 38 laps, continuing to pull away. Well, not pulling away, so to speak. Now, Lyndon Amick now giving him a charge. There's B.J. Mackey and Danny Bagwell, 1 through 4 out of turn 4.
We saw him loose on the speed shot just a moment ago. He is up on turn 2 and looks like, well, now he's going again. He looks like he has a flat tire or something in the rear of the car. It smoked briefly.
Challenge for third position, Danny Bagwell. B.J. Mackey and Bagwell puts the Ford probe in third spot. Slides beneath the 18-year-old B.J. Mackey to take it away. Hopgood, our leader, Amick in second. Then about 7 car lengths back to Bagwell in third. Then Mackey is fourth. The 5th place car being shown is Mike Swain Jr. with Andy Houston in 6th spot and Dan Part is 7th. And then Benny, the rookie driver, Jimmy Foster back in 8th spot.
Now we're looking at B.J. Mackey as he tries to get back to 3rd spot, but Bagwell seems to be fairly comfortable in that spot. There's a battle. There's the 4th place car, Mike Swain Jr. And there's a good battle for 5th spot between Andy Houston and Dan Partis and Jimmy Foster.
6th, 7th, and 8th right there on your screen. Actually, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. A moment ago, you got a glimpse of Mike Swain Jr., who they're catching in a hurry. Andy Houston driving the car number 30. 1994 late model stock car champion at Hickory Motor Speedway, came within 1 lap of winning the series championship or the track championship in 1995 at Benny Young's facility down in Hickory, North Carolina.
Meanwhile, as we watch this, Owen Foster gets car just a little bit loose. He comes off turn 4. Edward Howell, the teammate to Mike Swain Sr., has brought his car into the pit area. Very slow. It's like he has a terminal problem. Meanwhile, Gary Moore in that 47 car.
There's Jimmy Foster, started back in 13th spot, currently being shown in 8th spot. Safety Clean, Pizza Hut, Pepsi, and STP, the sponsors on his Pontiac. Remember the wild ride he took in Daytona? We showed you in the opening tease. That was the car number 7 of Jimmy Foster. He was running second and cut a tire, and the car got airborne in the short chute coming into the trial at Daytona. Then Benny, a few weeks later, he was leading the race at Homestead and had a rocker arm break. So he's had so many close calls.
And there we see he's closed up on the back bumper of Partis. Dan Partis caught the 05 car, the Thompson car, and slowed him down so much that Jimmy Foster was able to catch him. He had about a 15-car length advantage. Donnie Duchesne, the 74 car, who was 5th in the current point standings, looks like he has lost an engine. He's taking his car very slow on the apron and is going to the garage area.
Duchesne was just 9 points behind Lyndon Amick in 4th spot in the points with 2 top 5s and 7 top 10 finishes. Tough man, a spin here on the front stretch. The car 47 loops it around. Gary Moore, one of the veterans here in the Dash competition out of Horseshoe, North Carolina, and that will bring out the caution once again. 4th time of the day we've had caution. There's Gary Moore's car number 47.
And we can see that that right front does not look exactly right. Well, it doesn't, because he has made some contact with the inside retaining wall with that right front.
Gotta wonder now, we told you at the top of the show, you heard Marty Reed say that the fuel window is about 100 laps. We are now at lap 50 with 100 remaining. Got to wonder if some of these guys will duck on the pit road and top off and try to make it the rest of the way. Lyndon Amick told Marty at the top of the show, Benny, he might try that.
He might try, but right now he did not. There we can see the very end of the instant. He goes down, and there's that right front that makes contact. The rear comes around and hits. Doesn't look like very much damage, but unfortunately, it's pretty severe damage. We can see the right front. He does have the car rolling now.
Gary's only started 6 races this year. He's involved as a car owner for both Jimmy Foster, rookie driver who's leading the rookie points, and Luis Calan, the young man from Brazil. There's Mickey York in the Cobra Electronics Sprint Pontiac.
Now, that's exactly what you were talking about. He has decided that he's going to stop and run the rest of the way, and hopefully when the other fellows stop, they'll have to be on the racetrack behind him. He's hoping for position, track position, somewhere a little bit later down the road.
And as you watch Mickey York exiting, also on pit road were Ned Combs, Scott Weaver. I think Junior Miller came in and topped off. So remember, those cars, here's some others. They're in the pits in the 47.
Oh, here comes the leader. Here comes Hobgood. Amick is coming down pit road. Also, B.J. Mackey, all the leaders now coming down pit road. That leaves the 10-car Bagwell on the racetrack.
There they are at the far end of pit road. Remember, you cannot change tires. They can't adjust the air pressure. That's Hobgood inside his car.
Oh, and Amick gets out way ahead of Hobgood.
They're taking a look at that right rear on Hobgood's car, making an adjustment apparently. We'll have Marty to check on that if he can down there and find out what they were absolutely doing.
They probably were doing something to the air pressure, probably letting the air out of the right rear tire or adding air to the tire to adjust the chassis.
So all they could do is put fuel on the cars. They could not change tires.
And the green flag is out. Hobgood is still not up to speed. Evidently, he was caught unaware that the green flag was coming out. He just now is getting the car up to speed.
So Danny Bagwell being shown as the leader of the car number 10. That's the Ford Probe. There's Bagwell in the black and white numeral. Car number 10. He did not pit. There's the 37 car, Robert Huffman, our points leader. Started back in 14th spot, the White House Apple Juice Pontiac.
But these cars are going to have to stop for fuel. The 37, the 10, the cars that have not stopped will have to, before the day is over, stop and get some gasoline. They will not run 150 laps or 75 miles around this racetrack. These cars only have an 8-gallon fuel tank. There's our leader, Danny Bagwell, the Prime Star. That's a little satellite dish, and we hope that all you folks have that little Prime Star dish are watching this race on ESPN2.
Last year, Danny started 6th at Bristol, finished 7th. His best 1996 finish, you saw a moment ago, 2nd twice. That's coming at Nashville, Tennessee, and Florence, South Carolina. Bagwell has clean sailing up front, Benny, but boy, back in the pack, some of those guys are really having some trouble. Heavy traffic back for Will Hobgood. He tries to go by the car number 5 of Ricky Bryan out of Linwood, North Carolina. There's Hobgood. Our poll said it earlier. He makes the move around Bryant now.